Good afternoon, everyone. So, we are the Group 5. Our presentation is about visual literacy, and this will be discussed first by Johanny.
According to Osborne, 1978, visual literacy includes the group of skills which enable an individual to understand and use visuals for intentionally communicating with others. The basic definition of visual literacy is the ability to read, write, and create visual images. It is a concept that relates to art and design, but it also has much wider applications. It is about language, communication, and interaction. Visual media is a linguistic tool with which we communicate, exchange ideas, and navigate our complex world. Next is visual literacy is what is seen with the eye and what is seen in the mind. A visually literate person should be able to read and write visual language and must have the ability to successfully decode and interpret visual messages and to encode and compose visual communications. It involves developing the set of skills needed to be able to interpret the content of visual images, examine social impact of those images, and to discuss purpose, audience, and ownership. It includes the ability to visualize internally, communicate visually, and read and interpret visual images. And lastly, visual literacy also involves making judgment of the accuracy, validity, and worth of images. A visually literate person is able to discriminate and make sense of visual objects and images, create visuals, comprehend and appreciate the visuals created by others, and visualize objects in their mind's eye. Visual learning helps students understand concepts easily due to the fact it stimulates images and affects their cognitive capabilities. In fact, research shows that we can process visuals much faster than text.
To expand our knowledge about visual literacy, here are the 6 types of visual. Analogical. Convey concept or topic by showing something else and amplifying similarities. So to simplify the analogical, magpakita ra og something similar to the object we discuss. Realistic visual. Show the actual object under study. Using the natural color can heighten the degree of realism. So to appreciate what we are seeing, the realistic visual shows the real image of the object. Organizational shows a qualitative relationship among various elements. Example classification chart, timeline, flowchart, and map. So we appreciate things that are organized and easy to understand. Organizational plays an important role on visual literacy where we can easily understand the image that is being portrayed.
The fourth one is relational. Communicate quantitative relationships. Sa kaningat visual kay used to show relationships among multiple variables. So these relationships are usually visually shown in charts and diagrams. So ang example lang niya kay bar charts, pictorial graphs, pick charts, and line graphs. So the fifth one is transformational. Illustrate movements or change in time and space. So sa kaninga visual kay kuan ni siya show motion jud ang use sa kaninga purpose. So such as animation, video or line drawing with arrows or other signs indicating motion. And then ang example nga napo diri sa PPT kay animated diagram of how to perform a procedure such as tying a shoelace or manufacturing steel. So the last one is interpretive. Illustrate theoretical or abstract relationships. Sa kani, kay it can help us to understand processes or events that are usually invisible or abstract. So, ang example na niya kay interpretive visual will be an image showing how blood circulates through our heart and body, or an animation depicting cell division. And then, napod ko yung isa ka example nga nadir sa PPT ang schematic diagram of an electric circuit.
Visual literacy can be developed through two major approaches, input and output strategies. So first, input strategy, helping learners to decode or read visuals, reading, picture analysis, and discussion of multimedia and video program. So, input strategy, it means helping learners na makasabot sila or to comprehend through reading. They can learn and understand the information presented through the video or the image na ilahang gitanaw or nakita. Next is output strategy, helping learners to encode or write visuals, writing, and producing visual presentations. So, ang learners, ilang i-share ilang ideas or na-learn gikan sa video or input na ilang tanaw or nakita through writing or mag-create ba rin sila og presentations. For example, naay video and it's about a girl nga naay fear of dogs or xenophobia. To make the story short, may mga naitabo na nagpa-overcome siyang fear. Nakaalaga siya dog, i-cheat of family, na namatay lang ang dog tungod sa accident. A few years later, ang girl nahimong veterinarian. It means a doctor for animals. So, ang message of video is, makalearn ka sa mga bad memories. Yung mga good memories, iyang gihimog inspiration to achieve her dream. Munang nahimo na siyang veterinarian tungod sa mga pangitabo nga natabo niya. Plus, na-overcome pa dyan iyang fear. Ang gipakita sa video or ang message sa video is mga example sa input. Ang output is ang pag-receive nimo sa message or pag-reflect sa message sa imong self. Naay comment sa video na ni-share sa siyahang experience nga pagkamatay po sa daw siyahang dog kay pareha daw sila na feel ato na time. So, iyang giput iyang self sa person na naa sa video. Iyang gi-share iyang ideas o emotion through sa pag-comment or encode. So, mo na example sa output.
Visual literacy in education. Visual media design, development, and production, digital creation, and web design utilize critical thinking skills. Visual literacy can improve our creativity, critical thinking, educational achievement, empathy towards others, and our ability to decipher technology. Especially like students like us, if we are skilled in visual literacy, we are able to create meaning from images, which in turn improves our reading proficiency and our critical thinking skills. Visuals enhance students' abilities to learn, exhibit their learning, work, and succeed in an increasingly visual world. By integrating visual literacy into classrooms, we help students learn to collaborate and to discuss a wide range of ideas while expressing their own. It also develops our ability to comprehend, make meaning of, communicate through visual means, usually in the form of images or multimedia.
Purpose of visuals. Provide a concrete referent for ideas. Words don't look or sound like the objects they stand for, but visual are iconic, that is, they have some resemblance to what they represent. It is easily remembered linked to an idea, so mas dali nimo mahinumduman ang isa ka butang if naka-visualize siya. Make abstract ideas concrete. This can be done using photographs of people voting represent freedom, a series of connected bits to show a model of DNA, or a diagram with words ending to assist beginning readers with their lesson. All these are examples of showing something real to illustrate ideas. Use clever illustration to help the student learn abstract ideas, Like for example, instead of using the normal sign of more than and less than, you will use the mouth of the alligator to represent the more than and less than sign. Motivate learners. Visual can motivate learners by attracting their attention, holding their attention, and generating in the learning process. Mas mamotivate ang learners if naka-visualize siya. And mas maka-attract kay sa text or imong makita. And if naka-visualize siya, dili nimo siya dali makalimtan kay ma-picture out man gud nimo siya. Direct attention. Use visual pointer to draw the learner's attention and thinking to relevant parts of a visual. Visual pointers may be color, words, arrows, icons, shadings, and animation. Example of this is creating a diagram about pollination. Learners can gain understanding of the process of pollination by observing the diagram.
Next is the repeat information. When visuals accompany spoken or written information, they present that information in a different modality. Enables learners to comprehend visually what they might miss in the text format. One of the most effective ways to encourage information into more powerful long-term memory is to pair text with images. Study shows that we retain approximately 10 to 20% of written or spoken information, but around 65% of the information when it is presented visually. So example, ano niya, kaysa ka na ganing mga comics, kay kabantay mo anang mga sa ilang mga lines kani or mga point of view kay di ba naapoy mga images nga nagrepresent kung unsay meaning sa ilahang mga gipangsulti para mas masabtan kani ang flow sa stories. Next is the recall prior learning. Visuals can be used to activate prior knowledge stored in long-term memory. Visuals can be used to summarize the content from a lesson. So these same visuals can be used at the beginning of the next lesson to remind the learners of what should have been learned. So example of recall prior learning kay kanang makahuman kag basa og book, then mapresent pa kag lain. Then one time kay once makita ka sa cover page atong previously nga gibasa nimo nga book kay murag ganig mo balik tanang information about ato nga story, murag mo refresh og balik ba kung unsay nahitabo sa storyline. Like parehara po na siya sa lesson. Example kanang science, yung topic kay about DNA. Nya in the next day kay lahi na pod nga lesson ang inyong i-tackle, then inyong teacher kay nag-show siya og kanang picture gani about sa DNA. So mo tumurag mo flashback ta nang na-learn ninyo yesterday about sa DNA, kung usa nga mga information about anak niya. Mao na siya ang recall prior learning. I-recall ninyo ang kanang previously ninyo nga na-learn with the use of visual. The last one is the reduced learning effort. Visuals can simplify information that is difficult to understand. Diagrams can make it easy to store and retrieve such information. They can also serve an organizing function by illustrating the relationships among elements as in flowcharts or timelines. So example sa reduced learning effort kay sa mga movies, kay aside sa naay caption nga nag-show sa kanang unsay gipansulti or unsay flow sa story, kay naapay visual nga nag-represent or nag-illustrate kung unsa jud nahitaboan na nga salida. Then another example pod sa kanang klase, let's say kanang yung topic ay about photosynthesis. So mas masabtan ba yan nato ang kana nga topic kung naapoy kanang illustration nga nag-show jud about sa photosynthesis, di lang puros nga kanang mga text ra gani. So that's all.